what is a good ACoS? There's really no good universal ACoS. I know that many people are posting on LinkedIn and following lots of thought leaders and not thought leaders, but they think that they are thought leaders. So whenever they're posting, they're always going to say, hey, this is the universal ACoS on all accounts that we manage. And I'm like, yes. And this means that all accounts that you manage must have the same net margin, because otherwise there's no explanation for that. So when it comes down to good ACoS, there's no universal good ACoS, only versus your break-even target ACoS. Now allow me to explain what does target ACoS and break-even ACoS is. So let's say if your margin before ads is 35% and your ACoS is higher than the 35%, then basically you are losing money on that attributed sale. If your ACoS is below the 35%, you are making money with that attributed sale. And then based on that, you can decide, okay, what would you like your ACoS be? Specifically, we have one of the brands that we just onboarded 2-3 weeks ago, and they were very specific. Look, this is our target ACoS, 22% target ACoS, and we are working towards that. Now, really important is that their break-even ACoS actually is 40%, so what I saw on their account. However, they are targeting the 22% because that would be an account-wise target, so they are at least 2 to 3x profitable on their ads. Again, it's important to notice those things because that is going to help you strategize further. Again, those are noise without your margin. So you must know your margin and then based on that define. Why am I saying that is because, again, one of the brands that even before we take them on, they were saying, hey, everyone's making money but us, all the agencies, all the creative teams, everyone is making money but us, and we want to make money. And then once that we audited their ad account, we noticed that their ACoS was already super low. It was like 20%. However, they were still unprofitable. So that's why it's really important to know what is your break-even ACoS, and from there to plan for, next things. Again, when it comes down to what is a good ACoS, when we are launching a product, we would be judging it by stage. So that is the launch phase, and then we're expecting to have a high ACoS. This is very similar also whenever we would be launching new campaigns that we have not yet tested, proved that those keywords are going to work. Again, the ACoS for those campaigns are going to be higher. Still, when it comes down to profit ASINs margins, they should still sit under that break-even ACoS. Something else top of mind when it comes down to good ACoS. So we are closing the circle. Branded terms can often look like they have good ACoS when in fact they are cheap because your competitors are not yet bidding on them. One of those cases that an account that we audited, what we saw is that right now they have 50-50 split. So they have 50% of their sales are coming from branded terms, 50% of their sales are coming from non-branded terms. Now, really important that I just noticed yesterday. So while there is a clear split and quite equal split, I would say, if your branded terms ACoS is higher than the non-branded terms, that means that someone really sees your product and they are just competing on it. And that is going to be very hard for you to continue to compete with, because you would say, hey, I'm paying for my branded terms, they're more expensive. Should I go and double down on non-branded terms? No, you should never. Why? Is because if you are losing the war of competing for your own branded terms, branded keywords in this case, that is something like they are taking up your market share, and that's something we cannot allow.